Alright, I have a problem. I can't stop watching this video. And the crazy part is, I have zero interest in anchors. So why do I keep watching it? And apparently, I'm not the only one, because this video was uploaded to a new channel. You know how many views it got? I want you to take a guess. How many views do you think this got in the first week? 100? 1,000? 100,000? I mean, come on, it's a video about anchors. This video got 3 million views in the very first week. Apparently there's a lot of anchor fans out there. So in this video, I'm going to be watching this video for the 6th time and then breaking down why this boring video gets its viewers unnecessarily addicted. Stick around because I'm going to show you how to take the same principles and transform your own videos so you can also do that. Alright, let's jump in. Okay, so the reality of YouTube is, even if you have a really good video, if no one clicks on your video, then it's kind of wasted effort. So the first thing you need to do to have a successful video is you need to get the click. And that's why your title and thumbnail are so important. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the title and thumbnail for this video, and then I'm going to show you another title and thumbnail for a video that tried to steal from the same topic, but ended up only getting 200 views. And I want to see if you can figure out why. Alright, so first up we have the 200 view video, and it's called How Do Anchors Actually Work? How does an anchor hold a vessel? I'm going to be honest. This is not very compelling. Now, let's compare that to the 3 million view video. Anchors don't work the way you think. So why do you think this video got 3 million more clicks than this video? One of the reasons is because this title slaps you in the face. I mean, here I was scrolling through my YouTube feed and then I see this video. Anchors don't work the way you think. I'm like, excuse me, sir. First off, you don't even know how I think anchors work, so how can you be so sure that I'm wrong? I know it's not that deep, but I was a little offended. But I'm like, just in case, let me click on the video to see if I am wrong. This title makes you click. The other video, How Do Anchors Actually Work, I can scroll past it and I don't really care. So one way to get your audience's attention is to slap them in the face by going against what most people believe. Once you've gotten someone to click on your video, the next part of your video that makes or breaks it is going to be your first 30 seconds. In YouTube Studio, you'll see this is where most people drop off, and therefore this is one of the biggest opportunities to get more people watching your videos. But first, let's start with the 200 view video. Watch this and tell me if you would continue watching the video.
Commercial ships today have reached such enormous sizes that even the biggest anchor looks quite tiny against their backdrop. How is it possible that a small anchor can hold in place a tanker or a dry cargo ship weighing tens or even hundreds of thousands of tons? For example, the world's largest anchor weighed 36 tons.
Alright, so there's 30 seconds, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not super compelled. This very much feels just like an informational video about anchors, which again, I am not interested in. But now, let's watch the other video and show you why I was so interested.
This is one of the biggest machines on the planet. 100,000 tons of steel, cargo, and raw power. So, when it needs to stop in the middle of the ocean, what holds it in place? You're probably thinking, the anchor.
Yes I am.
Obviously. It's huge, it's heavy, it digs into the ground. Simple. Well, what if I told you that's almost completely wrong?
Oh my goodness. And just like that, I'm hooked. So there's a few key things that I noticed watching this video. First, as soon as you click on the video and you start watching it, the sound design and just the overall design of the video is very, very good. Compared to the other video where the visuals were kind of all over the place, this one feels very intentional, from the sound design to the overall design, the 3D animation, all that kind of stuff. So obviously a lot of time and effort went into this video. But then I think one of the things that is the most important that actually got me hooked and convinced me to watch the rest of the video was what he did at the end. So for the script, he does a really good job of actually setting up the problem. So he says, this is one of the biggest machines on the planet, 100,000 pounds of steel, cargo, and raw power. And then here's the problem. When it needs to stop, what holds it in place? And then the next part is what gets you hooked. He said you probably think it's the anchor, but what if I told you that was almost entirely wrong? So he's put that question in your mind, and now you have to have the answer to it. See, in your first 30 seconds, you need to do two things. First, you need to confirm the click, basically assuring them that they're going to get what they came for. And then two, you want to convince them to watch the rest of the video. You can do this two ways. First, you can kind of highlight the value that they're going to get out of the video, or what this video does is it puts a question in their mind that they need the answer to. So it's one thing to get someone to watch the first 30 seconds, but how do you keep them watching? Now this one's actually super important because what you'll see is people saw the success of this video and then they tried to copy it. This one's also Anchors Don't Work the Way You Think, 48 views. Anchors Don't Work the Way You Think, 186 views. Anchors Don't Work the Way You Think, 33 views. and this person just re-uploaded the entire video and got 6 views. But as I was watching these other videos, I noticed that there was one thing that they missed that the original video did, and I think that's one of the primary reasons why it has now 4 million views. And when I started to understand it, it totally changed the way that I thought about making videos. So after I watched this video, I had to understand how it was actually working. So what I did is I broke down the entire script, actually wrote it out, and then I was trying to reverse engineer why this script was so effective. Now don't worry, I'm not going to break the entire thing down, but I did notice a couple things that I think will help you take your videos to the next level. So in the first 30 seconds, one of the major reasons you keep watching is this right here. Well, what if I told you that's almost completely wrong? Because then the question in your mind is, well, how does it actually work then? And then he answers it, but not in the way that you'd expect. You see how most people would do it is they might put a question in the minds of their viewers, but then they would immediately answer it. But watch what he does, because this is one of the keys to making an addictive video. So here he answers the question, but he only answers it partially. He said the real secret to stopping this beast from drifting isn't the anchor. It's a mind-bending piece of physics hidden in the chain. See, his answer actually puts another question in the minds of the viewer. They want to know, well, what is that mind-bending piece of physics that's in the chain? And then he goes and explains it. And finally, after he explains it, what does he do? Now for the real magic. This is where it gets good. You don't just dump the anchor and hope for the best. There's a precise art to it, and it all comes down to a beautiful mathematical concept. As you can see in the script, all the highlighted parts, this video is a string of questions that he's putting in your mind, and then he's answering them. And then he introduces another question, answers it, question, answer, question. He puts a question in your mind, and then as soon as he fully answers it, he rehooks you with another question, so you have to keep watching to know the answer. Now this is all well and good, but how do you actually use it for your own videos? Well, when you're teaching a point, don't just give the answer away. Think about all the different questions that you could put in the mind of a viewer. Pose a question, and then as soon as you answer it, pose another one. See, the secret sauce of this video was not that anchors are that interesting, but the journey that he took you on was what kept you hooked. Now I will say, you can make the most addictive video, but again, if nobody clicks on the video, you wasted all that time and effort. And that's why in this video, I show you the simple habit that made 12 million people click our videos and made us a cool $48,000 along the way. So check it out.